does a lot of rubbing of her eyes, so that's another thing that we're trying to crack down on. Every time my kid goes to look at it. What is up, everybody? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanasia. If you guys don't know, I am a almost single mom of four. Two of my children do have I would say disabilities or special needs. But today I want to touch bases on my daughter Lennox. She is 10 years old. My daughter was diagnosed with Down syndrome before I gave birth, so I did know in advance that she would be born with Down syndrome. And today I wanted to touch on some of the unspoken truths about parenting a child with Down syndrome. And we're also going to dig more deeply into some of the medical battles that we face on the regular. And I wanted to do this because we got new diagnosis, which I know the last time I popped in with you guys, we were maybe going to the eye doctor or something, but everything was fine then. But last year, nope, yeah, last year she started having like some buildup in her eyes all the time, like constantly gunky stuff. And I took her to her annual eye appointment where she was diagnosed with cataract and I don't even know how to say this name, keratoconus in her right eye, and that is common in children with Down syndrome. She's being followed by an ophthalmology specialist. Every 3 months we're going. Right now we're just going to see if surgery or any type of intervention is going to be needed. Um, Cataracts, I'm pretty sure everybody knows what that is. That's like clouding of, I want to say, the cornea, the lens of your eye. Sometimes it gets in the way of people's vision. It might feel a little weird. So she's wearing glasses, bifocals, and let me see, the keratoconus is actually common in children with Down syndrome also. That's where the rounding of the front of your eye starts to flatten out or sometimes starts to bulge, but hers is flattening out. And so we'll be going back in about another month to go and see if we're going to need surgery to do to kind of correct any of these issues. And I will say one thing I'm very grateful for amongst this entire journey, everything she's been going through medically, is that she does get state provided health care, health coverage. So I'm not having to come out of pocket for all of these specialists that we go to. But in my state, it is really hard to find an eye doctor that provides glasses or lenses that will accept the state provided Medicaid. So I did have to come out of pocket for those. I ended up getting her two pair of glasses and paid a little over $900. I keep one pair at home and send one to school with her. So I just leave one pair at school so I don't have to worry about her losing them on the way home, on the bus, or anything like that. They are really expensive, so I try my best to take care of them. If she's going out and playing really rough, sometimes I won't even let her wear the ones that she keeps at home, but she is supposed to be wearing glasses pretty much all the time. Um, Everybody knows my daughter is known as a side eye queen because she always giving everybody that look like, what are you talking to? What are you talking about? But we come to find out that it is because of the deformities in her eyes. So when she's side eyeing, she's actually trying to see. And she also, I noticed she does a lot of rubbing of her eyes. So that's another thing that we're trying to crack down on. Every time I see her touching her eyes, I'm like, no, Lennox, you cannot rub your eyes because, like I said, the cornea in her right eye is softening and starting to flatten. So rubbing does contribute to that. And that's one thing about her. When she gets in trouble, the first thing she want to do is cover her eyes, rub her eyes. So that has been a battle in and of itself. Let's see what else my girl has going on. You guys know, she's been followed by the cardiologist her entire life. She was born with 3 holes in her heart. Initially, we thought it was two until just before her first birthday when she got hit with a really bad case of RSV, ended up in ICU. And that's when we found out she was in heart and lung failure. And when they found the big hole in her heart that needed to be repaired just after her first birthday. So we get followed by the cardiologist. It went from every 3 months to every 6 months to every 12 months. And my girl has graduated to every 18 months now because everything looks good. When they did the surgery, they did have to, we all know during heart surgery, they have to break open your rib cage. So she does have wiring in her rib cage and a huge scar down her chest. So we go every 18 months just to make sure that everything looks good and to make sure that she's not outgrowing her stitches on her actual heart. And those have been looking really great. Her lung failure came from pulmonary hypertension, is where you basically end up with high blood pressure of the lungs from your lungs working really hard, your heart, everything is working really, really hard. So you end up with a lot of pressure in places that it's not supposed to be. She has completely healed from that. There's not even a trace. There's no scarring on her lung tissue, nothing. The cardiologist is like, we can't even tell she had it. So keep up the good work. And one thing that I do with her, we do a little bit of cardio, and she's naturally a high energy girl. She does everything and a lot of things that she's probably not supposed to do, but she want to do it anyway. So she does run a lot, walk a lot. She doesn't complain. She doesn't get out of breath. She doesn't get tired. My girl is doing wonderful. Let's see what else we have going. Or what else can I update you guys on? She does get seen by the Down syndrome clinic annually, and that's where we always do labs for screenings like cancer, diabetes, everything that is common in children with Down syndrome. Luckily, we've been doing great. We have not had any pre-diabetic scares. We have not had any cancer scares or anything like that. The only thing that we have come up with that is new, like I said, is the eye disease and the cataracts. What else? Who else do we see? Oh, of course, we are always at the freaking dentist. Most of her teeth are in silver caps because we do want to preserve her teeth. And she used to do a terrible job at brushing and wanting to brush. She just did not want to. And we all know that plaque and tartar buildup um, does contribute to heart disease and stuff. So we always want to make sure that she's getting those cleanings every 6 months. We don't skip an appointment. We did notice that every time we go for x-rays that some of her teeth are still missing and they don't even look like they're going to come in, but it is common in children with Down syndrome to develop into adults without some of their teeth. They would start to come over here cutting grass while I'm talking. So give me a second and let me close the windows. Okay. I don't know if that helped at all, but hopefully it helps some. But that was the gist of it. We don't have too much going on. If you guys would like, I will insert clips of like her at the eye doctor, or maybe I don't know. I wanted to get away from the vlog style content because I am just not a vlogger girl. I tried to do it and it just does not work out for me. I don't have time to edit. I am a working mom. I work really long hours. I actually work two jobs too because yeah, life is crazy right now. So I really don't have time for the vlog style content, but these sit down videos, this is what I'm going to be giving you guys. And if you guys do appreciate these informative, more personal videos, please give my video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you know someone who is a mom that may have, or dad that may have a child with Down syndrome, give them a little extra hug because we're always going through a little bit extra. um, yeah, so that is all I have for you guys. The medical battles of having a child with Down syndrome. There are a lot of appointments throughout the year. Earlier this year, I ended up writing down for my sisters um, all the doctors that my daughter sees and how often. And it was like a half a sheet of pages. And I was like, okay, we do a lot. So we do see our pediatrician often because there's always something, whether it is skin issues, a cold, fever, runny nose, earaches. Oh, I forgot the ENT. See, I'm glad I went through the list. She does see an ENT. My girl was diagnosed with hearing loss a couple years ago. And then in 2024, she had surgery to put tubes in her ears because we weren't sure if the hearing loss was coming from fluid buildup in her ears or just because of the Down syndrome, because kids are more susceptible to hearing loss with Down syndrome. So we are being followed by the ENT. We see them annually, and I do need to go ahead and call and schedule her appointment for 2026 to get those tubes looked at and make sure everything is fine. But I can say she has not complained since getting them about earaches, no ear infections. So if that is available to you and your child suffers from what you may believe as hearing loss or a bunch of ear infections, please look into getting those tubes inserted. It has worked wonders for my girl. As we know, she always used to be sick. She stayed sick, plenty of congestion. And what those tubes do is just open up the airway, the ear, not air, but the earways, and lets fluid flow instead of building up and bringing a lot of pressure in her ears to damage her eardrums. It also helps to release water and fluid that may come, that instead of it just sitting down in there, release it. So it has worked wonders for us. What else have we? She's had her. I don't think we didn't take out her tonsils. Her tonsils were great. We took out her adenoids in her nose at the time when we did the tubes in her ears. So that I'm not sure if that has actually helped, because for a little bit afterwards she was still constantly having a runny nose, and even now she kind of still does, but I notice it more in the mornings, and it's not all day. So when she wakes up to brush her teeth, wash her face in the morning, I make sure she gets a really good blow and get all that gunk out, and she's fine. So maybe it was a plus that we did that. What else before I clock out of here, guys? What else am I forgetting? Because I feel like it's so much. Um, Pediatrician, ENT, cardiology, um, ophthalmology. Oh, the Down syndrome clinic. Sorry, guys, for the abrupt ending, but my mic system died on me. So I was about to wrap it up anyway. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for coming back if you've been here before. Please be sure to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. We really, really, really appreciate it. I'm going to do my best to be very consistent in 2026 with you guys, because I found what works for me. And it is definitely, like I said in the beginning, going to be these sit down videos, because I have time for this. It didn't take up too much of my time, and it's just giving you guys a quick little update on what I have going on. I am also going to be, oh, maybe I should start that today too. I'm going to be bringing you guys along, or doing these little drop-ins with updates on my son also, who suffers from chronic kidney disease. He's currently in stage 3. So y'all tune into that video also. I want y'all to get to know me for real and see what I be having going on, and why I have in the past been so inconsistent. It's a lot that I deal with every single day, every single year, but I am in it for the long haul, you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Toodles!